Hi everyone, welcome back. I have another skincare reaction for you. Today's very fun skincare reaction. I always say this is gonna be a fun one, and then I realized it's always a fun one, right? Shouldn't it always be fun? Anyway, today is gonna be Tayshia Adams. If you're not familiar with her, she is a former Bachelorette. So I know that there are people who are big fans of The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, but I can tell you guys, I have not seen one episode of either show. Everyone I know talks about The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, and I'm just not part of the conversation, but that's okay. I'm still excited to watch this. She is a beautiful woman. I heard through the grapevine that she's going to be one of the hosts of The Bachelorette. So you know what, if anything, that's exciting to hear that they're finally going to have a woman of color at that, who is going to be one of the hosts. So that's exciting at least. So I'm excited to see what she does for her skincare routine. And if you guys are ready, I'm ready too. Let's just get started. If you're new to my channel, my name is Susan Yara. I have been in the beauty industry for about 2 decades. I started off as a beauty editor. I now have my own skincare line. And here on my YouTube channel, I love to talk about skincare specifically. I love all beauty, but skincare really, that's where my heart is. You know, the skincare reaction videos are fun. They're meant to be fun. They're meant to be a little educational, but they're mostly meant to be fun because they give us an opportunity to talk about skincare. It gives us an opportunity to look at what somebody else does and then have that discussion. So that's truly the point of skincare reaction videos. So let's get started.
Hey guys, it's Tayshia Adams, and we're gonna get really close tonight. Okay, so I definitely have combination skin. I'm usually more dry around like the T-zone area, and this is usually the area that I do break out in. It's generally hormonal acne. I am very careful with the products I use. I really don't test out too many things. So when I say I use something, it's because it's tried and true, and it is a good one to go to, and it won't break you out because I've tested it. I guess let's get barefaced, girl.
So first off, you just gotta give it to Harper's Bazaar for really nailing it, that formula where they have the people start off by telling us what their skin type is and any concerns that they have. So she tells us that she has acne prone skin, it's combination skin, and she doesn't switch things up for that reason, and that makes so much sense to me. When you are testing something new, even if it's ingredients that you know you've loved before, you just never know how your skin's going to react to it. It doesn't mean that I'm saying you have to, you know, stick with one thing all the time and keep it boring, but for some people, that might be the way to go. If you find something that works for you, why change it up? I, on the other hand, love to change things up, but I also sometimes experience, you know, some of the issues that come with that. So it's a really good point that she makes, that she finds something that works for her and she sticks with it.
Okay, for my cleansers, I usually alternate between these two. It really just depends on how my skin's feeling that day, what I've been wearing on my skin, and if it's dry, whatever it's going on. So this one, the Inkey Salicylic Acid Cleanser, is really good for when I am breaking out. And this La Mer one is more of a gentle face wash, so I will alternate between these two. But tonight, I think I'm gonna use the La Mer just because I used this one last night and I don't wanna dry my girl out even more, so.
Yeah, hilarious. She goes like, I basically use cheap or expensive. There's nothing in between, which is totally fine. I actually love to see that people aren't choosing their skincare products or any other products because of the price or like the luxury feel to it. They're just choosing products that they feel work for them. And that's really the way it should be. The Salicylic Acid Cleanser from the Inkey list, you guys have heard me talk about it. I think that's a great option, especially if you have, you know, potentially sensitive skin, but you do get breakouts. It's a great way to get the benefits of salicylic acid without over drying your skin or irritating it. So it's a great option. This La Mer one, like she said, it's just a, you know, a gentle foamy cleanser. She's obviously not going to double cleanse, which is such a bummer to me. Or maybe she is, maybe it's going to be with this one cleanser, but she's not going in with the, you know, the oil-based cleanser to start, but that is okay. And I wanna see what it is that she's going to do with this.
And this one is actually a really pretty color, so like that. Make sure to be super gentle, but also I like to just go in circular motions. And I also do like this weird thing where like I break out on my chin and my jawline, so I just make sure I'm going under and okay.
So she went in with that cleanser. She did not remove her eye makeup with that. She used it to clean her face, her skin. So the makeup that is on her face, that's what she's cleansing with it. That is totally fine. And she did spend a good amount of time using that cleanser on her skin. Now I'm curious though, what does she do to remove her eye makeup? And I'm really hoping that this is going to be something that we're about to see, is what she does next, because that's going to be very telling. So I'm not even gonna bother talking about this cleanser or what she just did until we see how she removes her eye makeup, or if she removes her eye makeup.
Hello! So fresh and so clean, clean. Okay, so now, dry your face. Make sure you've hot. Always be gentle on your skin if you're using it. Okay, so after that is done, again.
What the F? I feel robbed right now. We didn't see how she actually removes her eye makeup, and they kept that from us. Well, we'll never know. And I'll tell you right now, I don't think that that cleanser completely removed all of her eye makeup, so we don't really know what happened there. I mean, here's the thing. Could that cleanser remove your eye makeup? Maybe, but we never got the opportunity to see if it did. Anyway, I guess we can all make the assumption that it didn't completely cleanse her face and there was something done behind the scenes that they kept from us. Let's go on.
Very contingent on how my skin is feeling. If I am breaking out, I probably would use the Paula's Choice BHA, which I absolutely love. But I actually was introduced to this by a friend, the Lotion P50, and it is so good. It doesn't always smell the best, but look, what do they say? Beauty is pain, right? And it doesn't always smell well, so this is a good stuff. And we're gonna use this tonight. I like to apply this with a reusable cotton pad. You kind of just push it in the skin. And you do it in more of like an upward motion. So with skincare, I definitely have learned what to use through trial and error. Just because I feel like my skin is so incredibly sensitive that I cannot use, I feel like, what everybody else is using. To keep up with my skincare, I really love to get laser facials. I would say about every, I don't know, month and a half right now. That's where I'm at, and that's what I feel like really keeps the skin really clean and helps the texture a lot, the complexion, a lot of the discoloration, and any breakouts.
Okay, so first off, the Paula's Choice BHA liquid, I know it has a cult following. It's a wonderful product to use, especially if you deal with clogged pores. And that can be anything from, whiteheads and blackheads all the way to actual pimples. They obviously can't say that they're an acne treatment because they haven't actually, been tested to be an acne treatment. But we know that BHA is great for unclogging your pores because it's oil soluble. So it really gets deep into the pores and then helps to unclog them. For someone like me, I am more of a AHA user. So BHA is great. I even have a BHA solution in my own skincare line, but I pull that out when I'm just dealing with breakouts. Again, I have a different skin type, right? I have more of a dry skin type. I tend to want more of the brightening, and I deal with melasma and stuff. So this is where skincare gets really personal. So what's interesting to me is that she's now moved on to the P50, which is, obviously it's another one of those with a cult following and stuff. And the reason why that one is really interesting, and especially for her, is because it can be a little bit stronger. I don't know if she's using the one that's made for sensitive skin, but what I like about the P50 a touch more is that it has a blend of different exfoliating acids in it. So you're getting the unclogged pores, you're getting that brightening effect, you're just getting a little bit more, in my opinion, from it. But again, this is where skincare gets really personal. And like the BHA liquid that I have in my own skincare line, we made sure to put some fruit extracts that help to brighten your skin as well. So for me, I choose products because I'm looking for a brightening effect. But for other people, it's a little bit different. So this is where skincare can get really personal. And it's interesting to see that she's moved on to the Biologique, and she doesn't even realize she might potentially like it more because it's a blend of acids. What I especially love about this video right now, and about her, is that she just told us that she gets a laser facial every month and a half or so. That is so important for us to know because she obviously has really nice skin. I can see a little bit of redness now that she's taken her makeup off, and she says that she's sensitive, but she keeps all of it in check by getting these laser facials. I wish she specifically told us what laser it was because that would even tell us more, but it helps keep the breakouts at bay. It helps keep her skin bright so she doesn't deal with hyperpigmentation as much and stuff. That's truly something that we should know as a viewer. It helps remove that expectation that if we did the skincare routine, if we used one of these products, our skin might look like this. it should be more that this is good to complement her whole skincare regime, and that includes laser treatments every month and a half, in fact. So you know what I mean? Like this is always what I'm saying. I wish we would learn a little bit more about what is done outside of their skincare routine, because that's also very telling, and it really just helps to set that tone of what we should expect for our own skin.
Another thing that I like to do is exfoliate my lips. Again, it is so dry out here, and I can't have chapped lips against my man, you know what I mean? I'm trying to keep that spark alive. It's new. So I want to be baby soft for that. And this one is from Sara Happ, and it is pomegranate, and it smells so freaking good. And what I do with that, get it around, wet my towel, and just kind of take it off. I love the color that it gives you. Your lips are like flushed pink.
So that lip scrub is totally fine. It always is just funny to me that, you know, we'll see somebody use a lip scrub when their skincare routine isn't really complete. They haven't really put on anything else on their skin. So I'm just, in my mind, I'm just watching their skin get drier, you know? It's like, oh, that missed opportunity to just go in with your next product while your skin is still a little bit damp. And you guys know how I feel about that. It's like you just wanna have some slightly damp skin so that your next product works even better for you. But that said, you know, that is a totally fine lip scrub. I actually have not tried the pomegranate one, and now I'm curious about it. I love that it left that pink tone to her lips, but totally fine. Let's see what her next step is.
And then I go in with a chapstick or a lip balm. This one is actually from Goop, and it is insane. It is insane how good it is. Looks like this. Just go ahead and apply. Ooh, kissable lips. Who doesn't love that? Okay, so next.
You guys know I'm kind of like, it's a lip balm, and lip balm is actually one of those where it's very personal preference. If you like the way it feels, if you like the way it smells, the texture, all of those things. But I'm kind of curious about the Goop one, just because she loves it so much. It's insane. So I might have to get it.
I use a serum. This stuff right here, this Blemish and Age by SkinCeuticals, I swear to you, is what keeps my skin in check. Just also depending on how your skin is, you can use it morning and night, but again, it does kind of dry out the skin a little bit. For me, I just drop a little thing right here. You don't want to put like the dropper on your actual skin, but drop back and forth. And I just go ahead and press it in my skin, and I make sure to get it literally everywhere, especially again, the jawline. It does burn a little bit if you're not used to it, but it's so good for you.
You know, it's always like, okay, if something burns, it sounds scary, right? But I think the real term that I try to say is that it tingles. Because if I were to say this burns, you guys would know. I'd be like, don't use this. It burns, like it actually burns your skin. A skincare product should never burn your skin. It can tingle for sure, especially if it's strong, but it should never burn your skin. But now let's talk about the product. This is an amazing product. I, in fact, am very interested in dioic acid, which is one of the ingredients in this product. Very similar to azelaic acid, it is a dicarboxylic acid. So it's not your AHA, it's not your BHA. It's going to help clear your pores and even help with a little bit of like brightening and stuff. It's a little bit more gentle. But that said, there are really strong ingredients in here too, like salicylic acid. And what did we just see? We saw her use the P50, which also has salicylic acid and other AHAs in it. This has other AHAs as well. So she's doubling up now on these exfoliating acids. And you know, I can already see her skin is getting a little bit red from this. That can be fine, as long as it's more like the circulation and the blood flow that you're getting like after a massage. But sometimes, you know, it can be that you're actually just overdoing it. And we're starting to kind of see that flushing of her cheeks. So who knows, you know, if it's too much. She seems to like this and she seems to use it. She said often, like every day. But this is one of those times where I would venture to say that she's doing too much now to her skin, especially if she's gonna use like a salicylic acid cleanser, which she did not use tonight, but she says she does on a regular basis. Then goes in with the P50 or the Paula's Choice BHA, then goes in with this treatment. This one is legit.
One product that I would definitely splurge on would have to be my serums. I have learned to really love, and it's important to invest in a really good serum. I don't know, it's just really good for like changing the texture of your skin and really unclogging the pores and really preventing a lot of breakouts generally. So that's what I love, but I also don't mind splurging on a really good facial. And I don't mean like the foo-foo facials of just like rubbing your skin and like telling you you're pretty. I love like a good laser facial or a Hydra facial, something that is really actively working to get the impurities out, and I see a glowing result afterwards.
I'm with her. Even if it's once or twice a year, a good facial will really change your skin. So yes, I agree, serums are where you should probably put your money because that's where you're getting that concentrated amount of, you know, ingredients that are going to be active or do something for your skin that changes it, whether it's exfoliating it or, you know, treating something. But there's also something to be said about putting your money into a facial or some type of a treatment. Again, if you can only do it once a year, that'll still make a huge difference. If you can do it twice a year, great. She is able to do it every month and a half or so. Amazing, because obviously it's helping her skin. And it's like she said, this is like treatments that really are doing something for your skin and getting those impurities out and helping to, you know, retexturize your skin and stuff. You don't want to just go in and get like a spa facial necessarily. Not that all spa facials are created equally, but it's not about like just getting in there for something that's going to be relaxing. It's really to go in and get your skin treated. That's truly what you want to do with a facial. So let's see what her next move is, because I have some thoughts about everything that we've seen so far, but I want to wait to gather my thoughts until the very end of this.
These are the two products that I have newly added to my skin regimen for about, I honestly would say about 2 months now, and I am hooked. I've always been a SkinMedica fan, but I have recently found this one. Again, I didn't really need a lot of moisture before, but now I am in desperate need of it, and the HA5 is everything. It's not a moisturizer, but it basically grabs all the moisture and keeps it into your skin.
That's a hydrator.
So what you wanna do is you wanna put this on your skin and then use something moisturizing after, if your skin can handle it. So go ahead, take a little dollop such as this. Rub it in my fingers. And it just feels so good. Okay, so with that being said, once you're done with that, you're good to go with the moisture.
So she put on essentially, you know, like a hyaluronic acid serum. That's like always the easiest way to explain it. It's a hydrator. It's a great hydrating serum. This one is a lot more special. It's also really pricey. I love SkinMedica products, but it's one of those things where it pains me that they're so expensive, but they also put a lot of time and research into the ingredients that they're using and the products that they're using, and they share that information. And that's one of the things that makes it different. You could say that this is a medical grade skincare line, which truly doesn't have much meaning, but what I take away from that usually is that they share the, you know, all the research and the testing that they have been doing on their products before they launch them. So I think that's always important to note about these types of products like SkinCeuticals and, you know, SkinMedica. They always back up their claims with some of the testing that they have done. That doesn't mean that other brands won't work as well. It just means that they're putting the time and money, and you're also paying for it when you are buying these products. What makes this serum different from a typical hyaluronic acid serum is that it also has peptides in it. You guys have heard me talk about how I love different types of peptides. At the very least, they're very hydrating for your skin, but they're also great for anti-aging and for, you know, just lots of different reasons, whether it's getting that plumpness and tightness in your skin. Peptides are really nice. There are plant-based stem cells in here. So again, they're really great to rejuvenate your skin. They're great for anti-aging. So a lot of different wonderful ingredients in here, and at the very least, you know it's going to hydrate your skin.
Bam. SkinCeuticals, this Hydra Balm. I also was starting to put on Aquaphor on around my eyes, because that's where I get like really, really dry. But once I found this, I feel like this is a really good alternative, and I started using it in other areas that I was really getting dry, like around my mouth or like my chin. But I have really found that this is greasy, but it sinks into your skin. So I would do this kind of just like, I put a dollop on my hand, but I kind of take my other finger, kind of get as much as I need, and kind of just put it where it needs to be applied. This is kind of where I'm feeling dry right now. And I don't don't know why I do this, but my eyes get so dry. Oh my gosh, I swear by this stuff. This stuff is so good. And then when my skin is really, really dry and really, really chapped, because of like a retinol drying it out or not, I will use a little bit more, kind of rub all of this on and just kind of put it all over my skin. Again, as needed, whatever you need, but this is what I do.
All right, so this might be a little bit confusing to a lot of people because you're like, well, where's the moisturizer, right? Technically, that SkinMedica Hydrator that she used on her face could be a light moisturizer. It has some occlusive ingredients or some moisturizing ingredients in it. So she could technically use that for her last step as her moisturizer. I haven't touched it or used it, but I'm gonna assume that it has kind of like a water cream or like a gel cream type of feel to it. So that might be enough moisturizer for somebody who has oily or combination skin, especially if she is acne prone. That said, now though, we're watching her go in with this balm, which is very much just your typical Aquaphor or, you know, like CeraVe Healing Balm. It's pretty much the same exact thing, just a touch pricier, but it's actually not even that much more expensive than those products. So it's really like, take your pick. It's still petrolatum at the end of the day. And the thing that was really telling for me was that she said that she has dry patches on her skin, so areas where she's getting really dry. But at the beginning of this video, she said to us that she has oily combination skin, but what we've watched is, you know, that she's pretty much become that classic person who maybe overstrips her skin without even realize she's overstripping her skin, because she's not using a harsh scrub or anything like that. She's just overdoing it on the chemical exfoliators in this routine, right? And now she's telling us, as we see a little bit of that like flush to her skin too, it has not completely calmed down, that redness. She's telling us essentially that she also has this patchiness, this dryness that she deals with in certain spots of her face. And that's her skin trying to heal itself, right? So then she has to go in with this balm to counteract that. So it's kind of like she's doing all this stuff that she then has to go back in and counteract it. So it's just something to keep in mind. We're watching somebody actually cause her own skin conditions, or her own skin type, I guess, is what we're really seeing here. As far as, you know, putting a balm like that in just the places where you need it, you can do that, or you could even just put a light layer all over your face. It really is up to you, but I understand what she's doing, and that's totally fine.
The other thing that I could use is a Goop eye cream. Again, my eyes get so dry, so if I feel like I need a little bit of the moisture, I definitely will do it. But I just grab a little bit like that. Grab my two little fingers together and just really just apply it right underneath. And I just kind of pat. I gotta say, I like looking like a glazed donut before I go to bed, you know what I mean?
So we know that she put, you know, petrolatum on her face with that SkinCeuticals balm. So any moisturizer, whether it's an eye cream or a regular moisturizer that she puts on now, pretty much is gonna do nothing, right? It's not really going to penetrate through that because it's just so much lighter than petrolatum. Petrolatum is probably the most occlusive that you're gonna get. So in that case, she would have benefited more had she put the eye cream on first, then put the balm on her face.
Another thing that I really like to use is this Goop body repair lotion. And it smells so good. Looks like this.
That looks good.
I just want to eat it. And you kind of just hydrate. I usually do this after a shower, but again, we're not that close yet. But definitely do this from head to toe. Your body feels super, super good.
That body butter looks really rich and luxurious, which is something that I love in a body cream. So I might even give it a try. That said, over the last couple of years, I really started to look at my body skincare and kind of feel like there's a missed opportunity there if something in your body care doesn't have, you know, ingredients that do more than just moisturize your skin, hydrate and moisturize your skin. So while I'm sure that's a beautiful moisturizer, I just always throw that out there. Maybe there should be some more actives in it.
Like say after a workout, I did have like a pretty hard workout for that day. I recently was introduced to this Aloe Magnesium Reset Spray, and I have found this works so good on your muscles. It's just like, it smells really clean, it smells really good, but it also helps like not have sore muscles the next day because the magnesium. So you just kind of spray it on your body and blend it all in and you're good to go. Last but not least.
Wait, you guys, if you follow me, you know I love magnesium. Magnesium is one of those ingredients that we are constantly lacking in our bodies, and we need more of it, and it helps with so many of your different bodily functions and stuff, and it does soothe your muscles. There's this like debate whether, you know, it's better to get it absorbed through your skin or to actually take a supplement. I'm starting to lean more now towards like taking a supplement for it, but I do love magnesium sprays, so I'm very curious about this. I'd say the only thing is I would have put this underneath my body butter. That was a really rich, moisturizing body butter, so I would just put it on underneath to make sure it's really absorbing into the skin.
I love, love, love my Ollie Sleep Chews, and then I make sure I take my Ritual vitamins. I swear by these also. I was probably introduced to these about 2 months ago, and they are so good. I'm addicted, I can't get enough. So take 2 of these before I go to bed, take 2 of these before I go to bed, and I'm out like a light.
I mean, I love my Ritual vitamins at night too, so there we go. I think Ritual is by far my favorite of all the daily multivitamins and stuff, and it's mostly because they're the only ones that don't make me feel a little bit nauseous. If you've been following me, especially if you watch the videos on my personal YouTube channel, I've been taking Ritual for like the last 3 or 4 years at this point, and I still do. And now I even buy their gummies for kids because I like them so much. As far as the gummies for the Ollie gummies, I mean, I haven't used them, so I don't really know. That said, you know, I always caution people when you're taking anything that's a supplement to help you sleep, just make sure that you know how it works for your body and how your body's reacting to it.
Oh my gosh. Looks good. What can I say? This is, I mean, aside from like a little bit of like the redness, which means it's working, I would say your girl is on a good skincare regime. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me, getting ready to go to bed with me. Zach has no idea you're here, so make sure you tiptoe on out, okay? Okay, good night.
Let's unpack this a little bit. So she has great skincare products. There is no doubt about that. Every product she brought out, I was like, ooh, this is interesting. Ooh, that's a great product. Oh, I like that stuff. But that doesn't mean that it's a great skincare routine, because if you're putting too many of these products into your skincare routine at one time, then you actually might be harming your skin. And at the very end, she was like, you know, showing us her skin, and you could see those red patchy areas. And I can guarantee that those are those areas that she's gonna end up in like 2 weeks having like the dry patches, right? Because it was a little bit, you know, irritated, and then it's eventually going to come back the other way, and it's going to be dry and patchy because it was healing itself. So you wanna make sure you're just not overdoing it. There were 2 big things for me in this routine that stood out. One, we didn't really see how she cleanses her face. Does she really use just that cleanser? And does that really just remove all of her makeup? We'll never know. It's possible. We watched Alyssa Ashley completely remove all of her makeup with the Fenty cleanser, for instance. We've seen JLo remove all of her makeup on camera with her cleanser and her line. So it's definitely possible. I've done it before too, especially if you go in with like a really gentle washcloth and, you know, like use it to really remove everything very gently, then you can for sure skip a double cleanse and just use one cleanser, or you can use one cleanser twice to have a double cleanse. But we'll never know. So that was the first thing for me, is that we don't really know how she got all of her makeup off. And then 2, she's just overdoing it. She had 3 different products in this skincare routine that had acids in them, the exfoliating acids. She didn't use the salicylic acid cleanser in this routine that we saw, but she showed it, and she says that she uses it often, and she had used it the night before. Then she goes in with either the Paula's Choice BHA, which is not a gentle BHA, it's very nice, but we know it's strong, it works. Same with the P50. It's not a completely gentle product. It's made to exfoliate your face and brighten your skin. So she's using one or the other, and we know that those are really strong acids that she's then putting on her skin again. And then she goes in with the SkinCeuticals product that has, it's that Blemish and Age Defense Serum. We know that that has lots of different AHAs and BHAs and, you know, different acids that are going to exfoliate your skin. And that's when we really saw her skin get red too. Like that was it for it. It was too much for her skin. And you know, that's like the sign. She's kind of like, oh, it burns so good. No, it doesn't. It should never be that intense for your skin. to the point where you then start to get dry patches, because that means that your skin was so irritated, it's now trying to heal itself. That said, I'm really glad that she told us that she goes and gets treatments done, that she goes and she pays for a really good facial here and there. She goes and gets her laser treatments once every, month and a half or so, because that also just helps to set up the expectations of skin. So she might be doing something like this where she's overdoing it with her skincare products in one routine, but then she also goes and sees like estheticians, and they probably help her. They probably gave her that balm, and they, a lot of these products that she used, they all happen to be spa brands or, like med spa brands and stuff. So she's probably seeing a professional who helps her with her skin. So that's also something to keep in mind, because you might look at this and be like, well, she overdoes it and she's fine overall. True, but then she also probably goes to see a professional who helps fix it. So, that said, she's super cute. I, obviously knew nothing about her before this routine. And like I said, she has amazing products in her skincare routine, but amazing products in a skincare routine does not make for a good skincare routine. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. You can find me on Instagram. I'm at Susan Yara. Tell me who you want to see me react to next, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.